an amazing hadith that had been narrated by the Prophet ﷺ, who said, if Ash-Sham, Ash-Sham means Syria, Palestine, Lebanon, Jordan, all of these places, they are considered to be the places of Sham. So the Prophet said, if Sham is corrupted, there is no good in you. And there's still among my nation people who are still victorious, granted victory by Allah. They don't care about the one who forsought them or opposed them until the hour comes. This hadith is authentic. And this hadith is related to the great fear against the Salafi da'wah. Until now we have this terminology, Salafism, Wahhabism. There's a great fear against it. Why? Is the West weak? No. Look at their weaponry. Look at their technology. No one can stand it. If all the Arabic countries united to confront the West, I don't think they will be able to do. But still the West, despite their mechanism, technology, etc., they have fear against this Salafi da'wah. And they're paying billions to those minor cults of innovation, like Shia, like Ahmadis, Qadianis, Sufism, etc. Why they're supporting them? Why do they need to do this? Because they know that Allah had guaranteed to the Prophet ﷺ that there is no one from outside of the body of Islam who will be able someday, any day, to annihilate all the Muslims in a strike. Allah had given the guarantee to the Prophet Muhammad that this won't happen. So, what is the danger? The danger is that this pure Islam, if it's been converted and started to come to the West, no one can stop it. But you know what? It's going to come. Because Allah guaranteed this also. And the Prophet said, there is no house, even in whether be it in west or east or south or north, but Islam will enter these houses. Whether people like it, those enemies like it, or they hated it, it's gonna happen. So, what they fear is what they call it, the ideology, because ideology of Islam is something that cannot be stopped by their weapons they have, by the number of soldiers they have. Despite all of that, they cannot stop it, which is to me a proof that this religion is God religion. So they are paranoid with these Salafist madrasa. They call it madrasa. The West do not recognize the name Allah. They say, we don't know. What are you talking about? The name of God is God. It's not Allah. Do you know what's the meaning of hummus? Yes, it's delicious. Hummus. Shawarma. Wow. Lovely. Tabbouleh. Yeah. Allah. No. Who's that? So, they are afraid of the madrasa tahfidh al-Quran. And they keep spying upon them. And sometimes they bomb them, just like what the Americans did and keep doing in Afghanistan, in Pakistan. They're killing hundreds of young children graduate from these tahfidh schools of memorizing the Quran. They did it. And they are so keen to support innovation kind of schools, which will be confronting this Salafi dawah. Watch this man. One of the students of Bhuti, he confessed it. He said that a delegation came to us from Britain, and they complained to us the flourishing of the Salafi dawah in the UK. And they demanded from us to send to them 50 graduates from our school to confront those people and to publish our dawah. This is a very important confession to me, because those Western people who claim that they're secular, they don't care about religion. But the contradiction is that they're still supporting hardly, heavily, all of those cults. And they know that they're not on the right way. If they're not on the right way, there's no fear against those people to be spreaded in the West. No, there's no fear. There's no problem. That's why they support them. But the Salafi dawah, no. So they know how great Islam is, even through those people who were put in jails. After couples of years, they became graduate from Islamic schools in their own jails. And the worst kind of members in the gangs, criminals, they went out of the jail and becoming inviters for Islam, not only converter to Islam. Policemen themselves know how great Islam is in disciplining people, changing people from people of desire, people of crime, to become people of rectitude. Nobody else could ever make that change in the jails except Islam and Muslims. If not all the chaplains were frustrated from changing any kind of behavior from those criminals who devalue any kind of effect of those Christian chaplains. They don't respect them. They classify them as hypocrites. And they don't trust them. They don't take advices from them. But with Islam is different. There are debates inside the jail. There are sincere and truthful people. And by the blessing of their sincerity, God make a great deal of change inside the jails. Getting back to the topic. Schools now in Ash-Sham. Nabahani School, Kaftaro School, Bhuti School, Sabuni School, Rajab Deeb School. All of those schools are supported by the West and by the governments and by the Syrian governors as well. Logistic support and financial support, both, they have it. Why the West have no fear against those people? The only fear is against the Salafis. So the most important thing to the West today, who are paranoid by Ibn Taymiyyah, is to distance and get rid of the da'wah of Ibn Taymiyyah. And the Nusayris, Alawis, the Nusayris like Hafez Bashar Al-Asad are the best agent to guarantee this to the West. That's why they are still supportive to Bashar. They're not going to give him up. Yeah, they may hypocritically show that they're against him and he's killing his people. But keep his embassies and consulates in our countries. It's okay. Until people will calm down and there will be no more rebels against Bashar Assad. And then we'll return the clear relationship between us and Bashar Assad. That's the hypocrisy of democracy. Democracy in the West is a great ally and supporter to the dictatorship in the East, Middle East. That's a fact. No one can deny it. Okay. So now we can see from time to another the concern in the West against the ideology of Ibn Taymiyyah and his great doctrine, which had left a very profound impact in the Muslim world. And there's a lot of Western philosophers, Orientalists, they are really amazed with the strong way of his ideology. And Alhamdulillah, nowadays his books are being translated. So there is no wonder to hear in the news that Hafez Asad, he wanted to dig to bring out the grave of Ibn Taymiyyah and throw his corpse away. Why? He died. He's not alive. Why you want to do that? Because of his great impact and effect on the Muslim world. Even if he's in his grave. Allahu Akbar. His body died, but his effect is still revived. Next day, after this, Hafez Asad's decision, King Fahd called him and he begged him not to do this. Then he stopped it. Do you know that the true knowledge, it generates heroes? That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses them to support His religion thereby? Even in the weakest circumstances of the Muslim world. Look, when there was Uhud fight between Abu Sufyan and the Muslims, after this war had stopped at night, and there was a mountain between the two groups, the two armies. Abu Sufyan, he died as a Muslim, but before that, at that time, he was the leader of the Kafir disbeliever army. Abu Sufyan was asking, is Muhammad among you? The Prophet said, then don't answer him. Keep him. Then, is Abu Bakr among you? Is Umar among you? Now we have to question this. Why Abu Sufyan started with the Prophet, and the Prophet was not a significant fighter. He was not fighting by his hand always. He was a leader, yes. So what is the fear from the Prophet Muhammad? He's a great leader, and he carries this ideology that threatens every kafir, every disbeliever, every deviant. Then he said, is Abu Bakr among you? So why did he mention Abu Bakr directly after the Prophet? Because the best one who knows the Prophet knowledge, the Prophet's behavior, the Prophet's methodology is Abu Bakr. He's the only one right after him. Then he asked, is Umar among you? So nobody answered. Then Abu Sufyan said, I'm sure those three had died. Psychologically, he wanted to penetrate fear and doubt in the heart of every Muslim soldier. So he said, if those people were alive, they would have given an answer to my question. Then the Prophet ordered Umar to reply and to refute him. So Abu Bakr was not distinguished in fighting, but with knowledge. That shows the importance of the knowledge. And that the West, despite all the weaponry he has, he needs to support the people of innovation, the people of shirk, the people of Sufism, because by this they can guarantee that Islam remains weak. That is why those cults, when they start giving their da'wah, the first thing they begin with, even before talking about purity, matters of purity, etc., first thing they call for, be careful, watch out Ibn Taymiyyah. Ibn Taymiyyah, he's the enemy of Allah. First thing they do, they start warning people from Ibn Taymiyyah. One of the Iraqi brothers whom I knew, his father was the establisher of a big bookshop, and he has printing press. So once a woman came to his shop, Iraqi Shiite woman. She said to him, my son, do you have this book? She showed him a paper. What is that? Minhaj al-Sunnah Nabawiyah. What do you have to do with this book? You are illiterate. She said, yes, I'm illiterate, but I could not bear children, impotent. So she said, I'm barren. I cannot give children. And I passed by some Shia clerics, and they said to me, if you want to be granted a child, go and buy this book of Ibn Taymiyyah, Minhaj al-Sunnah Nabawiyah, and then burn it, and you'll become pregnant. Because of this, this man decided to print this book of Ibn Taymiyyah. And this book caused the Shia a great deal of destruction. Because he said to them, where are your chain of narrations, the way we have? Then they had to fabricate chain of narration, and the madhab of the Shia became two parts. People who care about the authenticity of the chain of narration, and the other part, they said, no, we trust these narrations. Whether they are authentic or not, we don't care about it. We trust that those narrations are correct. So the Shia was separated into two cults and groups, as now today you call them Usuliyah or Akhbariyah. Usuliyah means they consider the authenticity of narration. That means those narrations we got, they have to be checked whether they're authentic or not. Ikhbariyah, no. They say no need to check. They disregard the matter of authenticity. The most important thing to them, that they trust every narration referred to the family of the Prophet ﷺ. He put them in trouble. And that's why they want to retaliate. And the activity of their cult, Shia, it cannot take place among the Sunni Muslims as long as they carry the knowledge of Ibn Taymiyyah. So we have to understand this. I understand that people want freedom in Syria. This is a demand. But also we have to know this prophetic instruction that if you want to return your dignity, because you want to live, but not living in misery and humility, but you want to live in dignity. And correcting Sham from this corrupted kind of ideas and beliefs and cults and sects, it will lead to the correction and reformation of Ash-Sham. Now we know that the West is not happy with this Salafi ideology that was spreaded a lot in 1985 until 1990, until the American war in the Gulf. This Salafi da'wah was the best, spread it first in America and then in Britain. And I remember that. I was in America at that time, and I was in Britain, and I saw the impact of this da'wah. Therefore, they had to support, as I mentioned to you, these schools Sufi Ash-Ari schools in Syria. There are many Moroccan people, they contacted me and they complained to me their horrible situation. They were attracted by the Syrian government that we have schools that teach Arabic, teach the law of Islam, Sharia. And they went there. Then they discovered that they are in Shiite schools and those Bid'ah schools, innovation. They wanted to get back to the country, and it was said to them, no, there's no way. They asked me what to do. I said, be patient and study the pure Salafi way, and keep hiding yourself until you have to leave. You have no choice. And use their, report, certificate that you're a graduate. Use it. Al-Bouti is one of the establishers of the greatest school of hatred in Syria. And he was supported by the government. But people were not so happy with him, as he was saying, Rahimahullah, may Allah grant him mercy, every time he mentions Ibn Taymiyyah. And people around him are not happy with this. Why do you have to say, may Allah grant him mercy? And you yourself criticize the knowledge he has. So he was saying that not only me, but all scholars at his time when he was alive, Ibn Taymiyyah, they were amazed with the powerful way of his exploring Islam and presenting it. He was very strong. He doesn't give up the truth, no matter what. Even when they said to him, you have to change your fatwa regarding the divorce. He said, I cannot hide knowledge. I'm sorry. They said, then we put you in jail. Where can my enemy, he said to them, wherever they put me, they're in trouble with me. Put me in the jail, collusion with my Lord. Deporting me is a matter of tourism for the sake of God. Now, this is something that Westerners don't know about. They only know what tourism is vacation. There is something called tourism for the sake of Allah. So if they put me in jail, they're in trouble. Because my garden and my paradise is in my chest wherever I go. It is with me. So they said to him, we jail you. He said, Khalwatun bi Rabbi, seclusion with my Lord. They said, we deport you. He said, tourism for the sake of my Lord. Then they said, we kill you. He said, I'll be so happy to be arrested from people like you. I'll be glad. So they could not have any chance to stop this ideology of Ibn Taymiyyah. So this Bhuti was saying, I'm facing pressures and threatenings. I get intimidated because I refuse to say that Ibn Taymiyyah is kafir, disbeliever. And I refused to stop saying, may Allah grant him mercy.
Ibn Taymiyyah رجل عالم رجل مجتهد على الرغم من أننا نخالفه في بعض اجتهاداته وكتبت أنا مخالفاتي له نعم لكنني لست من المتطرفين لا من المكفرين لا من المبدعين نعم أحدهم كاد أن يكفرني لأنني كتبت في بعض ما ألفته نعم ابن تيمية رحمه الله لأنني قلت رحمه الله كاد أن يكفرني ولعله كفرني أيضا.
So the government and the Shiite occupants in Syria, they were not happy with him declining to charge Ibn Taymiyyah that he is kafir. In another statement given by him on Al-Mustaqilla TV channel, Sheikh Bhuti was asked about his attitude regarding Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan, the companion of the Prophet and the brother of his wife Habiba, the sister of Muawiyah, the daughter of Abu Sufyan. So he had to show his doctrine regarding this companion of the Prophet. And he said, since he is one of the companions of the Prophet, I praise him as I praise any companion of the Prophet. We do not exclude any companion from our praising. The government and the Shiite occupant, they were not happy with him praising Muawiyah, the companion of Rasulullah, as we know the Shia always, they hate him extremely, for no reason.
السؤال أحد المشاهدين قال لي أسأل الشيخ البوطي عن معاوية ابن أبي سفيان. يسأل عن معاوية ابن أبي سفيان. قال هل الشيخ البوطي يترضى عنه أم لا؟
أنا أقول كل الصحابة الذين ثبتت لهم الصحبة تثبت الترضية عنهم وأنا أقول رضي الله عن أصحاب رسول الله جميعا ولا شك أن معاوية بن أبي سفيان واحد منهم. الله
شيخ البوطي أنا ممتن لهذه المداخلة وسعيد بأن أسمع صوتك وأرجو أن نسمعك أيضا في مناسبات أخرى يعني يكون لك دائما إن شاء الله حضورك المميز ولك أحد وجوه وعلماء ومفكري المدرسة الإسلامية المعاصرة. لك التحية في دمشق ولكل مشاهدينا هناك وشكرا جزيلا لك حفظك الله ورعاك.
أهلا وسهلا وشكر الله لكم وأحيي الإخوة جميعا.
حياك الله.
وأسأل الله أن يجمعنا جميعا على ما يرضيه.
آمين آمين بارك الله فيك ونفع بعلمك.
I think he paid the price for this. As he was sitting down giving his lecture, bomb exploded from beneath of him, but he did not die. Right after the bombing, the video is still available, even on YouTube. He started to fix his turban. That means he's still alive. Then two men came at the same time, and they finished him. When they realized that the bomb did not kill him. It's very astonishing. I think one of the reasons is this as well. There was a conference, and Bhoti was invited to participate in it. And he gave his word, his lecture. As he started to talk about Ibn Taymiyyah, he said these words. Now I'm translating them quickly to you. We are wondering when we find extremists who are so keen to prove that Ibn Taymiyyah is kafir, to classify Ibn Taymiyyah as kafir, and they say that he is a person who makes Allah as a body, just like our body, describing Allah that he has a body like us. And I kept searching for long to find anything that Ibn Taymiyyah said, as they claim, which indicates that he believed that God is a body. According to what As-Subki and other scholars claimed, that means As-Subki Al-Ash'ari is a liar to the Bhoti. He's a liar. He said, I could not find anything about this fraud. The only thing I found in the fatwa of Ibn Taymiyyah, that Allah has hand, just like us, we have hand, and Allah went over his throne, as he said, because Allah said it, and he has an eye, as he said it about himself. And I went to the book of our Shaykh Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari, the one whom the Ash'ari cult had been established under his name. I don't say that Ash'ari is the establisher of Ash'ari way. No, he didn't know that his name will be involved and used to establish a new cult under his name. He didn't know about that. So he said, I read his book Al-Ibana, and I found the same thing that Ash'ari said, just like what Ibn Taymiyyah said. Then he said, why we are trying to magnify illusion that has no real existence? Why we have to blow in the fire that causes the segregation of the Muslims? And Allah will be asking us at the Day of Judgment about that. It's good. It's Nadwa. It's a conference about the Islamic trend of belief and thinking. And this was inducted in 1985, second month, the day 25th. So 25 of the day, the second month in 1985. And I have the book, as you see now. The book is available. I have it. So I would say maybe this is the reason why Bhoti was assassinated, because he could not benefit them in vanishing and terminating the ideology of Ibn Taymiyyah. Someone else must do the job because Bhoti could not make it. He doesn't want to make it. So therefore, based on this hadith, there is no good in you as long as Ash-Sham is corrupted. I understand from this hadith the importance of spreading the Salafi doctrine and training people on learning it based on the basis of Ibn Taymiyyah's knowledge, in refuting all the doubts that those corruptive schools had conducted and committed. The da'wah of Ibn Taymiyyah was served by Sheikh Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab rahimahullah. You know, Britain was obsessed and paranoid with the Turkish Caliph state. They were not happy. The British people are not happy. They want to weaken it. They want to get rid of it. So they were starting to revive the Arabian nationalistic trends and activists to provoke them against the Turkish Caliphate. And they found that there is a way in the peninsula, since it contains the Arabian Peninsula, it contains the two holy mosques, to support those people there in that area and using them as rebellions against the Turkish Caliphate. So they will be accredited by the Muslim world to be the leaders of the Muslims instead of the Turkish people. They did it. But as Allah says, they plot, and Allah too plots. And the best among those who plot is Allah. They didn't know that in this place, when they supported this place, the Arabian Peninsula, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revived the knowledge of Ibn Taymiyyah through this area, which became better than the type of the knowledge that the Turkish people have. At that time, they were, in the Turkish country, it was filled with innovations, matters of shirk. And the people in the peninsula, they were so powerful in getting rid of these innovations and shirk. So the British people, they supported, they played games, and we know how successful they are in plotting. But they will never be successful. Those plots will never be successful against Allah when Allah plots. So they have a problem now with the Wahhabism, Salafism. Ironically, we find the British people now going to Syria as a delegation, British delegation, going to the Booty school, asking the successor of Booty, disciple of Booty, to send to Britain 50 graduate scholars from this Sufi Booty madrasa, saying to them, we need them because the Salafi da'wah is flourishing. So we want to make an end for that. The disciple of Booty gave that confession publicly. And he mentioned that. And he said, we sent them, we replied to their demand, and we sent them 50 clerics, Ash'ari Sufi clerics, in order to face and confront this Wahhabi da'wah. Wait a minute, Britain. Who supported those people against Turkey?
ديننا علمنا الشرعي صار يصدر إلى بلاد العالم. حأذكر مثال أن وزارة الخارجية البريطانية زارتنا في ما بين سنة 2010-2009 تقريبا هذا الكلام، وطلبت منا خرج حوالي 30 عالم من سوريا بقوا شهرا كاملا في بريطانيا يقيمون دورات دعوية. قال لي لأنه الآخرون في بريطانيا عم يعانوا أنه مين وصلوا الدعاة اللي وصلوا لبريطانيا، مين؟ أغلبهم خليجيين وجزائريين. انتشر الفكر السلفي. كيف تقاوم ذلك الفكر؟ بتجيب علماء من الشام، طلعوا وقعدوا ونشروا الفكر، جابوا طلابهم، وقعوا اتفاقية مشتركة بين سوريا وبريطانيا لتوريد الدعاة إلينا يتعلموا عندنا ثم يرجعوا إلى بلادهم. معناتها أخواننا بريطانيا بتعرف أن الإسلام الذي عندنا إسلام عقيدة صحيحة.
So as you see him here, he's confessing that they are exporting Ash'ari clerics to Britain. So Britain now is importing Ash'ari accessories, Ash'ari merchandise. And he's saying very clearly that what happened is the Salafi da'wah was spreaded in the UK. Spreaded in the UK. You supported the Wahhabis against Turkey, and now you're complaining this Wahhabi da'wah. You know what? Thank you, Britain. Thank you very much for striving to establish this Salafi da'wah. You wanted to get rid of the Turks. but you are troubled now with this Salafi da'wah. You know what? If you knew from the beginning that it's going to be troubling you and establishing the ideology of Ibn Taymiyyah, you would have never been supporting the Arabian national activists. You would have been preferring the Turkish Caliphate to remain. It would have been better for you. And Allah does what He will. They plan, and Allah too plans, and the best among those who plan is Allah. So Britain was the real establisher for Ibn Taymiyyah's ideology from what they did not know. That's why we can see now Britain is giving a great support to the Sufi dancers, to the Sufi cults, in order to make a limit to the Salafi spreading movement in the UK. It costed the British police even to dance with those people, knowing that what they do is fiction. What they do is false, but they're dancing with them. They will never be, look at that, look. They don't know that they are just doing like what Constantine the king have done for the favor of Athanasius, the pagan, against the monotheistic movement in Nicaea, who are closer to the teachings of Jesus than this man Athanasius. You're doing the same. Because those Sufis do not form any kind of danger. In a matter of fact, they are disguising Islam. And unfortunately, I have to blame the British secular state, who claim that they don't care about religion. But look, they are supporting those false people, knowing at the same time that they are false. And they're supporting them against the true Islam. Yet they claim that they disregard religion and they are following the truth. And they care about the truth. You care about the truth and you keep supporting those false cultist minorities against the Muslims. You try to stop Islam by this, but you won't succeed. Today they want to put the blame on the Salafis, on the Wahhabis, that they're extremists, and you ask them, who supported those people? Who helped them when they needed to eradicate the Turkish Caliphate? Here they're now saying, we have to make a change in the curriculum books of schools. We want to get rid of madrasas, of tahfiz al-Quran, etc., etc. They want to get rid of that. They're not happy with it. Oh, wait a minute. Didn't you support those people against the Turks? And now you are paranoid with the production of this ideology? Now you're not happy. What makes you happy, by the way? Look, Islam is coming. Islam doesn't belong to Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab or King Abdul Aziz or Erdogan or etc., etc. Islam is the religion of Allah. And Umar radiallahu anhu, in the book of Muslim, he said to his son Ibn Umar, Inna Allah azza wa jalla yahfadhu deena. Allah, the Almighty, protects His religion. And the Prophet said there is no house, east, west, in any continent, in any place in the world, but Islam will enter. Whether by hating this or liking this, it doesn't change. Allah will accomplish what He promised. You wait, and we too wait. Thank you.